Imagine an empire so powerful that its borders stretched for more than 2,000 kilometers across West Africa. An empire where caravans carrying gold, salt, ivory, and priceless manuscripts crossed endless deserts. A place where scholars debated philosophy, astronomy, medicine, and mathematics while Europe struggled through the Middle Ages. This was the Songhai Empire, the largest empire in African history. Yet today, very few people know its story. How did a small kingdom along the Niger River become one of the richest and most powerful civilizations on Earth? And how did such an unstoppable empire collapse in just a few years? This is the incredible story of ambition, wealth, military genius, betrayal, and one of history's greatest empires. Welcome to Untold African History. If you enjoy uncovering forgotten stories of Africa, don't forget to subscribe and join us as we bring history back to life. Now, let's travel over 500 years into the past. Long before the Songhai Empire became famous, the Songhai people lived peacefully along the banks of the Niger River. The Niger was more than a river. It was life itself. Its waters nourished farms, fed families with fish, and connected distant settlements through trade. The people grew millet, sorghum, rice, and vegetables. Fishermen cast their nets every morning, while traders sailed canoes loaded with goods from village to village. Their capital was Gao. Located on one of Africa's busiest trade routes, Gao slowly became a meeting place for merchants from North Africa and West Africa. Gold arrived from the forests. Salt came from the Sahara Desert. Copper arrived from distant mines. Fine cloth, horses, and luxury goods crossed endless stretches of sand carried by camel caravans. Trade transformed Gao into a wealthy city. Kings built strong alliances with Muslim merchants, creating both economic and cultural prosperity. By the 11th century, Gao had already become an important kingdom. But greater things were still to come. For many years, the Songhai kingdom was overshadowed by another giant. The Mali Empire. Under the legendary Emperor Mansa Musa, Mali became famous across the world. Its wealth amazed travelers from Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. The Songhai rulers accepted Mali's authority for decades. But no great nation remains beneath another forever. As Mali grew weaker because of internal conflicts and attacks from neighboring kingdoms, the Songhai people saw an opportunity. A bold leader emerged. His name was Sunni Ali. He would change African history forever. Sunni Ali became king around 1464. Unlike previous rulers, he believed diplomacy alone was not enough. He believed power came through military strength. He created one of Africa's most feared armies. Thousands of professional soldiers marched under his command. He also built an impressive navy of hundreds of war canoes to control the Niger River. This combination of land and river forces made Songhai almost impossible to defeat. Sunni Ali launched campaign after campaign. City after city fell. Kingdom after kingdom surrendered. He defeated rival states that had resisted Songhai for generations. His greatest prize was Timbuktu. Timbuktu was already famous throughout the world. It was one of Africa's greatest centers of learning. Its libraries contained thousands of handwritten books. Students traveled from Egypt, Morocco, Arabia, and beyond to study there. Owning Timbuktu meant controlling knowledge, trade, and prestige. In 1468, Sunni Ali captured the city. Some welcomed him. Others resisted. The conquest was not peaceful. Several local leaders opposed his rule and faced harsh punishment. Despite the resistance, Timbuktu became part of the growing Songhai Empire. Soon afterward, Sunni Ali captured another important trading city, Djenné. With Gao, Timbuktu, and Djenné under his control, the empire dominated West African commerce. Gold flowed into royal treasuries. Salt caravans paid taxes. Markets overflowed with wealth. Songhai had become an economic superpower. Imagine walking through the markets of Songhai. You would hear dozens of languages spoken by merchants from distant lands. Camels arrived carrying giant slabs of desert salt. Gold dust was carefully weighed using delicate scales. Leather workers crafted beautiful goods. Blacksmiths forged tools and weapons. Weavers produced colorful cloth. Perfumes, spices, books, jewelry, and rare goods filled every corner of the marketplace. Trade taxes made the empire incredibly rich. The government invested in roads, security, and administration. Peace encouraged even more commerce. The empire prospered like never before. After Sunni Ali's death in 1492, power changed hands. Eventually, a brilliant new ruler emerged. Askia Muhammad. History remembers him as Askia the Great. Unlike Sunni Ali, Askia focused not only on conquest but also on organization. He understood that winning an empire was easier than governing one. He divided the empire into provinces. Each province had governors responsible for collecting taxes, maintaining order, and reporting directly to the emperor. Professional officials supervised trade, agriculture, justice, and the military. This efficient government allowed the empire to function smoothly despite its enormous size. Askia also became a devoted supporter of education. He encouraged Islamic scholarship and strengthened relationships with scholars across the Muslim world. Universities flourished. Libraries expanded. Thousands of manuscripts covered topics including astronomy, medicine, law, mathematics, geography, and philosophy. Some scholars estimate that Timbuktu housed hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. Knowledge became one of Songhai's greatest treasures. Education was respected. Teachers were honored. Books became valuable possessions. The empire was known not only for gold but also for wisdom. Like Mansa Musa before him, Askia made the pilgrimage to Mecca. His journey strengthened diplomatic ties with leaders across North Africa and the Middle East. He returned with scholars, architects, and new ideas. Mosques were improved. Learning expanded. International trade grew stronger. Songhai became even more connected to the wider world. Its influence stretched far beyond West Africa. While kings ruled from magnificent cities, ordinary people formed the heart of Songhai. Farmers cultivated fertile floodplains. Fishermen harvested the Niger River. Women traded in bustling markets. Children learned family crafts from an early age. Artisans produced pottery, textiles, leather goods, and metalwork. Villages celebrated festivals filled with music, dance, storytelling, and tradition. Religion varied. Many people practiced Islam. Others continued traditional African beliefs. In many communities, both traditions existed side by side. This cultural diversity made the empire remarkably vibrant. No empire remained strong forever. After Askia's reign, problems slowly emerged. Succession disputes divided the royal family. Several rulers struggled for power. Civil wars weakened the government. Regional governors became increasingly independent. Military discipline declined. Trade routes became harder to protect. The once powerful empire began losing its unity. Its enemies noticed. Far to the north, across the Sahara Desert, the Sultan of Morocco watched carefully. He knew Songhai possessed enormous wealth. Gold from West Africa financed kingdoms. Controlling those trade routes promised unimaginable riches. In 1590, Sultan Ahmad al-Mansur ordered an invasion. His army crossed the harsh Sahara. It was one of history's most daring military expeditions. Although the Moroccan force was much smaller than Songhai's army, it carried something revolutionary. Gunpowder weapons. Arquebus. Cannons. Modern firearms. In 1591, the two armies met near Tondibi. The Songhai army vastly outnumbered the invaders. Some estimates suggest tens of thousands of Songhai warriors faced only a few thousand Moroccans. By numbers alone, victory seemed certain. But technology changed history. The Moroccans unleashed cannon fire and gunshots. The noise terrified Songhai's cattle, which had been driven toward enemy lines. The animals turned and stampeded back through Songhai's own ranks, creating confusion. As gunfire continued, the organized Songhai formations collapsed. One of Africa's greatest empires had suffered a devastating defeat. After Tondibi, Morocco occupied major cities including Gao, Timbuktu, and Djenné. Although resistance continued for years, central authority had been shattered. The empire fragmented. Smaller kingdoms emerged. Trade declined. Political unity disappeared. The age of Songhai had ended. Yet its people survived. Its culture endured. Its traditions continued across West Africa. Today, the Songhai Empire remains one of Africa's greatest achievements. Its scholars preserved priceless knowledge. Its merchants connected continents. Its engineers mastered river transport. Its administrators governed one of the world's largest states. The famous manuscripts of Timbuktu still survive today, despite wars, invasions, and the passage of centuries. They remind us that Africa has always been a continent of innovation, learning, and civilization. The story of Songhai challenges outdated myths that ignored Africa's rich history. It proves that great universities, thriving cities, advanced governments, and international trade flourished in West Africa long before colonial rule. The rise and fall of the Songhai Empire teaches us a timeless lesson. Wealth alone cannot guarantee survival. Military power can build an empire. Knowledge can strengthen it. Good leadership can preserve it. But division from within can destroy even the greatest civilization. Although the empire disappeared, its influence never truly faded. Its history still echoes through the cities of Gao, Timbuktu, and across the banks of the Niger River. The Songhai Empire may have fallen centuries ago, but its legacy continues to inspire generations across Africa and around the world. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into Africa's forgotten past, please like this video, subscribe to Untold African History, and turn on notifications so you never miss another incredible story. Until next time. Keep discovering the history the world almost forgot.